Okay, everyone. It's about 7, it's a little after 7, so we're going to go ahead and get started because, well, we don't have all night, and it's still school day tomorrow. Okay, so welcome to our 9th and 10th grade informational night. My name is Kristen Heidi. I am one of the high school counselors. For students who have last names that begin with the letters A through K, we'll work together throughout high school, and I'll introduce Mr. Tim Charlie. Introduce himself.
Yep, I have the other side of the alphabet, last name's L through Z, so Kristen's going to do the first part, I'll wrap things up.
Perfect, and most of you took the cue of the cart when you walked in. I see many of you have the PowerPoint with you. There's also a feedback sheet associated with it. At the end of the night, if you guys could fill that out for us, that would be lovely. We're always looking for ways to, give you guys what you need. Okay, so again, this is just us. Here's our contact information. You've got our numbers at school and our email address. So, tonight we're going to talk about kind of how to navigate the first half of high school. We're going to go over graduation requirements, and then we're going to transition and talk a little bit more about post-high school options. But, we're here to help you guys. So if you have questions, if you need help, if you don't know, you don't know what you don't know. So this is literally what we're here for. So here we are, if you need us. And then those guys too, that's our admin. Mr. Shea is our new high school principal this year. And of course, our tried and true Voorheesville staple, Joe Sapienza, our Dean of Students and Athletic Director. So I already talked a little bit about our overview for tonight. I'm gonna go over graduation requirements, and then gonna talk a little bit about getting ready for college while you're in high school and what you can do. And then Tim will take it over and he'll talk a little bit about some other post-high school opportunities by going over some military information and trade and apprenticeship. Okay, so just to quickly go over what the heck do Tim and I do here at the high school. So we do a lot of things. We do things from academic counseling. We do crisis counseling if students have something going on during the day, if they need someone to talk to. We're always there to help kiddos if they need it. We'll also do some career activities and exploration as high school goes along. And you'll see that we have a general overview of what we do from year to year. So every school year, Mr. Kelly and I will meet individually with our students at least twice. We'll meet with everybody in the fall of grades 9, 10, 11, and 12. That will be an individual meeting we'll have with students. Then we'll always have a follow-up individual meeting with students in the fall of their, in the spring of their academic year to talk about their course selection for the following year. So in 9th grade, in the fall, Mr. Kelly and I met with all of our 9th graders and we did an introductory Meet Your Counselor. Since we're going to work together for all 4 years of high school, we really like to get to know you. And we're small enough that we can do this. We like to get to know you, build rapport, so that we're able to help you the best as we make our way through high school. In the spring, we haven't done this yet, but we'll plan to before the end of the year. We will come into probably either your history or your English classes, and we'll do an activity through Naviance. And hopefully Naviance isn't too far of a word to the students. This is a program that you were introduced to in middle school, and we're going to use it throughout high school too. And it's a web-based program that helps kids with both college and career research. And every year, Mr. Kelly and I will do a classroom activity in Naviance with students. So in 10th grade, we also come into the classrooms during health. So for any 10th graders here, you should have seen us already. And we do a personality inventory in our Naviance system. And then 11th grade, we really start to talk a lot more about your post-secondary options. We do a lot of college research, career research, and Mr. Kelly will talk a little bit more about military and trade options too. And then senior year, we really hit the ground running in the fall with college application process and planning for life after high school. So we keep it very structured so that we're able to see all the students multiple times per year, and we're helping guiding through high school. Oh, and I should say, if anyone has any questions, feel free to raise your hand as we go. There's no need to wait to the end. Okay, so I'm going to go over graduation requirements. And of course, it's New York, it's complicated. So I like to think about graduation requirements in two ways. I like to think about credits that you need, and then I like to think about the testing requirements that you need. So what I have up here is credit requirement. So I have it listed by subject area. You'll see that across from each subject area, it gives you the total number of credits that you need. So for English, it's 4, social studies, it's 4, math and science, it's 3. So language other than English is 1 full credit to get your Regents diploma. And most students receive that credit by taking middle school language. So our students take an accelerated program in middle school, which you'll take both 7th grade and 8th grade language, the checkpoint A exam, which of course you were all exempted from, and that will give you 1 high school credit for foreign language, or language other than English. Okay, and that's what you need for one credit for your regular Regents diploma. I have an asterisk up next to the load for 2 reasons. 1, if you're a student who receives special education services, you may, if it warrants, you may be exempted from the language requirement. There's also an asterisk up there too, because if you're looking to get the advanced Regents diploma, which I'll talk about with testing in the next slide, you will need, this is complicated, either 3 credits in language, or if you're not going to do 3 credits in language, 5 credits in technology, or art, or music. So again, for the advanced Regents, this is probably one of the most complicated things about it. You can take 3 credits of foreign language, or if you're not doing language, you can take 5 credits in tech, or art, or music. You cannot combine those. Go ahead.
So just to make sure I'm clear, so like my son did art in Spanish in 7th and 8th grade, he's doing it in 9th grade. He wants to be done with it, and he'll take a ton of art classes in sophomore, junior, and senior year. Will that then still qualify him for the advanced diploma?
If there's 5 total credits in art, yes.
Okay, 5 total credits.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Credit is what, 1 year? Or
So it depends on the course. We have courses that are a full year course that are 1 credit, and then we have semester-long classes that are half credits. So most of our art classes are half credit classes.
Okay, so you mentioned something about doubling up, so that makes a lot of art.
My son's taking French, so this is the last year. Is that all 3?
Is your son a 10th grader?
10th grade?
Yes.
So that's all 3?
Yes. And you'll also have to take and pass the checkpoint B exam, which the state still plans on having. You can combine the art and the music if you would like a fine art sequence, but those are the only areas you can combine. So you can't combine like tech with music, tech with art. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I didn't miss this question. So what Spanish do you need to finish in order to get?
Right, so 3 total credits of Spanish, or no, if for 10th graders it could be French. So you'll need, at the end of 8th grade you earn 1 high school credit. You take Spanish 2 or French 2 in 9th grade. You'll take Spanish or French 3 in 10th grade, and then you'll culminate that with the checkpoint B exam. And that's what you need for your advanced Regents. If you love language, feel free to go on to French, Spanish A. We're hoping to offer AP Spanish. So feel free to go on. Okay. So in addition to that, you also need 1 full credit of fine art. You need 2 total credits in PE, half a credit of health. A Voorheesville specific graduation requirement is half credit of CFM or career and financial management. And then the magic total number of credits to graduate from high school is 22. Okay, so you'll make up that difference with elective credits. And sometimes people think elective credits mean things like tech, business. If you are a senior and you decide to take a 4th year of math or 4th year of science, even though that's technically a core class, it's still elective credit. Because it's beyond what the state requires. Okay, so that's credits. Any questions about credits? And listen, Tim and I are here to help you with this. So it's our job here at school to know this stuff. And we both have tracking sheets on all the students where we're keeping a close eye on their graduation requirements and checking off, okay, this year they've got their health, this year they've got their CFM. We're making sure you're not missing anything. Yes, hand in the back.
Yeah, so if a child is playing on a school sports team, is that 50 credit or is that?
As long as they fill out the appropriate paperwork and are approved for varsity athlete status, yes. So this year it's only 11th and 12th graders. I don't know if it's changing or not for next year. That's really up to our athletic director. I haven't heard otherwise yet. Okay. So next I'm going to talk about the testing requirements. So credits, testing. So as far as what New York State says, for the regular Regents diploma, you need 5 total Regents exams. Whether it's exemption or not, you need 5 of these exams. You need 1 exam in English, which you'll take after 11th grade. You will need 1 exam in social studies. One of these exams comes after Global 2 in 10th grade, or AP History. You will need 1 exam in math, which typically comes after algebra. You will need 1 exam in science, so usually Earth Science will cover that. And then your 5th exam can be in any of those 4 disciplines. So it could be a second social studies, it could be a second math, it could be a second science. Okay, so 5 total exams for the regular Regents diploma. Okay. Don't be scared. So, for the advanced Regents diploma, in addition to the credits we already talked about, and in addition to the language or the 5 credit sequence we already talked about, you'll need 8 total Regents exams for the advanced Regents diploma. So, years ago, the state took an opportunity to say there can be multiple pathways to receive the advanced Regents diploma. 99.9% of our students will take the traditional pathway, that first one there. Okay? So, that means that your students' 8 exams are going to be in English, 2 in social studies, 3 in math, and 2 in science. That's going to equal your 8 exams. Go ahead.
How does the cancellation of the Regents exams during COVID affect?
So as long as you have the E for exemption, that's going to count towards your requirement. So if you were in a course that culminated in a Regents exam and due to COVID it was canceled, you will have an E for exemption on your transcript. And as long as you have the E, you've hit your requirement.
So our current sophomores who didn't get their science.
Yeah, so if you have a sophomore who took, let's say, Earth Science and Algebra 1 back in 9th grade, as long as they pass the course, they also receive the exemption on the exams. So they already have 2 exams already completed, even though they didn't actually take it. Other questions on this? Okay. Wow, you guys did good. Okay, so I'm going to move away from graduation requirements, and again, like I said, Tim and I are experts in this. So we track everyone, we keep track of all the students, we listen to if state ed changes things, and it's our job to be on top of this. Okay, so off-campus experiences. So because we're small, we can't always offer a full, broad range spectrum of different educational opportunities for our students. So I just want to highlight a couple of programs that we do participate in. So for our current 10th graders, next year they will have the opportunity to attend CTE. So that stands for Career and Technical Education. So if they're looking for specific skills or training in a certain job area, they can attend CTE for half the day and get those hands-on skills and experiences. We send quite a few kids to the Albany CTE campus, which is sort of over by the airport. And we do send a handful of kids out to the Schoharie campus as well. And depending on the campus, depends on what kind of educational opportunities they offer. It's things like cosmetology and welding and electrical, heavy equipment, welding, I think I said that, HVAC, things like that. And students, again, can spend half a day getting credit towards graduation, learning skills. 2 things we do require for students to attend CTE is they must be on track to graduate, and they must have good attendance. And then the last one listed, the New Vision's Healthcare Career Programs. That's something at St. Peter's, and that is just for seniors. And they really spend 2/3 of their day over at St. Peter's doing observations and doing kind of like rounds and watching different doctors do different specialties. We've had a couple kids participate in this program over the years. They seem to like it. It's a good, different way of learning. Okay, questions? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out the best way to formulate this. Can you explain to me how it would be possible to participate at a program with their regular classes and or lessons? For example, if I have a child that wants to take an AP law, how would she also participate in CTE?
So for CTE, here's how this works. You spend half your day off campus, right? For your CTE program, you are going to get 3 credits for that program. So let's use culinary, for example. If you go to Albany CTE for culinary, you're getting 3 total credits for your program. That program will integrate an academic credit into that program. So for culinary, it's an integrated science credit. So students over at CTE get 4 credits. 3 for their program, 1 for an integrated credit. So therefore, at Voorheesville, they're going to get here English, social studies, and whichever academic credit they're not getting. So that culinary student will get math here, and then PE. And those 4 periods, that's all they can fit. Okay, so students can get English, social studies, and it's going to be math or science, and their PE. So it could fit, but depending on the course offerings, and if the student goes AM or PM to CTE, just might depend if things line up magically in the stars.
Right. It is.
Right.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay. So just a couple course highlights here. So let's see. Oh yeah. So we got distance learning. So distance learning is again a way that we're trying to offer more opportunities to our students because, we're limited with our size. So distance learning, this is a way that other school districts will broadcast courses in real time to our students. And this lets us offer things like, over the past couple years, we've been able to offer sign language or some kind of computer class, either programming or Java or computer science. We don't know yet what distance learning courses we're going to offer for next school year, but when we do know, we will let kids know, and if they're interested in those subject areas, we'll ask them to let us know, and hopefully we're able to get it into their schedule. Our Project Lead the Way classes, that's what that PLTW stands for. So those are our engineering courses. Those courses are Intro to Engineering Design, Principles of Engineering, and Digital Electronics. And those are potential college credits through RIT. Okay? I had a parent email me to ask if I could go over how does that actually work, how do you get the credit for that. So how this works is that if you have a 9th grader who's in IED, for example, they'll take the course this year with Mr. Chersky. At the end of the year, they're going to take a cumulative final exam. Depending on how they do on that exam and in the course, they can choose whether or not they want to get that credit through RIT. They have up until November of the next school year to decide and pay for those credits. So that's actually kind of nice that they do it that way. You actually know your grade before you pay for the credits. Most are not that way. Mr. Simons told me it's about $200 for 3 credits for the Project Lead the Way classes. CHS, that stands for College and the High School. We have many dual enrollment courses here at the high school. So those are going to be college credit courses taught at the high school. They will count towards New York State's graduation requirement classes, but you can also earn college credit through SUNY Schenectady. So 9th graders, no CHS classes for you this year. In 10th grade, really the only thing that is CHS eligible is AP World History. As you progress through high school, more and more courses will be CHS eligible. Mr. Kelly and I are going to have our course selection meetings with students within the next couple of weeks. They're going to bring home to the parents a course selection sheet that we go over. On that sheet, if you see any course that has a designation of CHS after it, that means it's college and the high school credit eligible. Okay. So again, those courses are going to be college credit through SUNY Schenectady, and right now those are $64 a credit. All right, and if your student is in one of those classes, that teacher will go over how to register for that course when it's time. And then we have AP and honors courses. AP, of course, stands for advanced placement. Other college level courses taught in the high school. AP classes culminate in an AP exam that students take in May. And depending on how they do on that course, on the test, potential college credits can be tied to that too. Right now, each AP exam fee is $95. All right, guys, any questions about that stuff? Yeah,
On the sciences, are they AP or SUPA?
they're AP. We don't have any SUPA courses. Okay, so next I'm just going to review what a high school transcript is. So, students, you are currently building your high school transcript. Just by taking high school courses, you are working on your transcript. What the heck does that even mean? So your transcript is going to be an academic record of all the courses you've taken throughout high school. So if you took accelerated classes in middle school, if you took algebra, if you took earth science, those will show on your transcript. Any of those language credits that we already talked about for middle school, those will show on your transcript as well. So this transcript we have up, I know it's hard to read. It's a lot of data in one little slide. So this breaks it up by academic school year. You've got a box for 9th grade, 10th, 11th, and this kid is a 12th grader, so already have 12th grade courses up there too. And you're seeing the transcript will give the course name, the credit the student earned, the final average in each course, and then you'll see it has an average for each school year. So it's important to talk about this because, like I said, you're building your transcript as you're going throughout high school. And the transcript, if you're applying to college, this is typically going to be the first thing colleges will be looking at and evaluating when you send in your application. We do put Regents exam scores in the transcript, so if there's a, if they're not canceled, there's actual scores up there. Since we haven't had exams the past 2 years, E's for exemptions will be there for Regents exam scores. Any questions about the high school transcript? Okay. Okay, so what can you do now as 9th and 10th graders to start to get ready for college? So our advice to kids is always do well in school, take hard classes if you can. I like to phrase it, take the most appropriately challenging courses for who you are as a student. So if it's appropriate for you to take an honor or an AP class or college and high school, do so. If it's not, that's okay too. Do well in the courses you're in. Okay? Next thing we typically tell kids is get involved in something. Whether it's sports, whether it's clubs, whether it's working, volunteering, get involved in something. And you don't have to be involved in 50 different things. You can do a few things and do them really well. You can do a few things and take leadership roles in them. That stuff's really important. It's never too early to start visiting colleges. A lot of colleges have adapted because of COVID, and there's a lot of virtual options. Lots of virtual tours on colleges' websites, so you can even just get an idea of what it looks like from your computer. Okay, and within a 60-mile radius of Voorheesville, there are 35 2- and 4-year colleges. So there really are a lot of places to see that are close by. And we have a pretty good range of schools around us. We've got state schools, private schools, kind of artsy schools, tech schools. So we do have a good range nearby. Other things to think about for kids who want to do this. Lots of local colleges offer summer programs. So this could be other ways to look to get college credits if that's your thing during high school during the summer, or if you're looking for other career exploration, this is a way to kind of do it too. So I did just a quick little search for things local to us. I found that RPI has some things, as does Siena. The Hudson Mohawk Area Health Education Center that tries to expose kids to health careers. They have a couple different cool options, but they offer this thing called MASH Camp, where it's like a 3-day exposing you to the different healthcare careers. So there's a lot of different options out there if you're looking for some unique career or even college experiences over the summer. Other things you can do, not that, you have to do this, but some people want to know. You could spend some time over the summer prepping for SATs and ACTs. Mr. Kelly's going to talk a little bit more about standardized testing, so I won't get too much into this here. I already mentioned college visits and building your resume. Get involved. Do something. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Do you want me to turn the mic off? You're just going to yell at them?
Nail it.
Tim's just going to yell at you.
I just pushed the arrow.
Oh, or the space bar. The space
Or the
bar's
space
probably
bar.
easier.
Okay.
I'll get out of your way.
All right. Can you hear me in the back okay? Yes? Okay. So, yes, I'm gonna, well,
Oh,
gotta push the
you
button.
got you. You got it. You got it.
So my first slide is about standardized testing. And a lot of these things haven't been available the way they usually are for the past couple of years, but they're back. So the first thing is the practice SAT and the practice ACT. We offer these every fall. We gear the practice ACT towards the 10th graders and the practice SAT towards the 11th graders, but 10th or 11th graders are welcome to take either or both. The practice SAT is also the qualifying test for the National Merit Scholarship. Okay? And then, of course, they're prepping you for the real SATs or ACTs. We give the practice tests here. We charge $25 for that. The real SAT, the real ACT are at the bigger high schools. Guilderland, Bethlehem, Albany High are typically where our students take these. Cost there, I'm not sure, $50, $60, and you can take those multiple times. Those tests belong to the student. Those results belong to the student. They don't go on the high school transcript, so you don't have to worry about having a bad test score show up and get sent to your colleges. You're the one that sends those scores to your colleges, okay? So you can take the real tests multiple times if you want to try to get your best score. And typically, the SAT and ACT are for 11th and 12th graders, although these are companies. They will gladly take the fee from a 9th or a 10th grader if you wanted to take the real thing for some odd reason. Big difference between the two tests. What's the difference between the SAT and the ACT? Well, the SAT is half math, half English. The ACT is still half English, but the other half is split between math and science. Right? They are scored a little bit differently, but usually if a student does well on one, they'll do well on the other. And if a college wants a test, they won't care. SAT, ACT, it doesn't matter. They are equal. Growing up in the Northeast, and if you grew up in the Northeast, you probably are thinking this is SAT country, you've got to take the SAT. That's not really true. If a college wants a test, they will not care which one. All right? APs, advanced placement, we give those as early as 10th grade for students in AP World History. It's a standardized test. It's given nationwide in May. We give these actually at St. Matthew's Church. We pull the students out of school for their tests. Usually they're about 3 hours long. And if a student does well, many colleges will award credit for that. So we have the World History in 10th grade. We have 11 other courses that our juniors and seniors can take. Regents exams. Looks like they're back. I don't think any of the students in this room have taken a Regents exam yet, so you don't know what to expect. Those are 3 hours long. They're in the gym. Here's the nice thing. Once Regents exams start, classes are over. So on June 15th, if you don't have a Regents exam, you're on summer vacation. Otherwise, we have you come to school just for the exam. Okay? So as long as the state doesn't cancel those, that's the way it's going to happen this year. If you wanted to prep for the SAT or the ACT, there are free resources out there. There's also paid resources. You can certainly pay thousands of dollars to take classes to prep for the SATs or ACTs if you so choose. But take a look at what's there for free. My opinion, I get asked this a lot, is it worth it to take a class? Yeah, it's worth it, because if you are paying $1,000 to take a class, you're going to make darn sure you go there every night you're supposed to and do that homework.